G'day, ZiggyD here, back with part 23 of the Path of Exile Survival Guide. In the last episode, we jumped through Act 3 Cruel by using parties to skip straight to docks and doing some docks farming. Now, I did say I was going to farm docks up to about level 50. You can go quite a bit beyond that. You can go all the way up to level 55 if you want. But I'm probably going to get one last level in there before we do a bit more progression. After that, the plan is to go do the crematorium, go rescue Clarissa and get Tolman's bracelet, do all those sorts of quests in there, and unlock the sewers. And then we can pretty much use parties to jump through the sewers. We can pretty much go straight to do piety after we go and get I think it's the thaumatic sulfate, it's the spindle. Oh, we gotta go join these two things together from the Solaris Temple quest down in there. So we're ready to go do that now. But the first thing I want to do is actually, I've been looking a bit at my gear and thinking, we crafted this chest armor a while back. Let's actually take a look at it here. So we take out our gems, and level requirement's 41. We're up to about level 50 now. There's good potential we can upgrade our armor here. It's got pretty okay rolls on it. 24% cold resist isn't bad, and 59 life is actually pretty decent. But we could definitely do better. So while I'll replace these in here for now, I have been like picking up items that I think had potential. So for example, I just got level 49 base white armor here. It's got lots of sockets. I could potentially full link this if I'm lucky in a small amount of currency. But it's always a good idea before doing something like that, before we go ahead and craft this, to actually check the vendors. So we'll go back and through, and there's a few different pieces of gloves there. We could potentially do with some boot upgrades. Our gloves could actually do with an upgrade as well, while they have some resist and damage. They have a very low life roll. Wow, this one here is looking actually pretty good. It's already quality, and it is full linked. It's also a chromatic item, but I'm not going to sell it for a chromatic orb. I think this is actually going to be our crafting item here. It's exactly level 50, the Commander's Brigadine base armor type, exactly level 50. And we saved some armor as scrap since it's already qualitied up. I think this will be a perfect candidate for some crafting. Together, even without the full quality, we have well over 500 armor, which is a nice upgrade from this one. So I think this is going to be the perfect one for us. So what I'll do is I'll sell this. I have some other ones here to craft potentially. We could upgrade our belt. Our belt is only okay. It has life, and that's about it. It's got some flask things there, which aren't a huge deal at this point in the game. We could potentially craft one of these rings as well. I know I need more fire resist though, so a fire resist ring would be fantastic. But I'm going to do a little bit more docks farming before we do that. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and stash this stuff, and maybe we'll be able to craft some things out of that a little bit later after about one or so levels in docks. So I'll see you guys if we find anything interesting or when I get that level. Got a massive pack of LMP Void Bearers here, and no Ruby Flask. The smart thing to do would be to go back to town right now, but I'm able to cut these guys pretty well, especially using temporal chains, you know. Try and make best use of these curses as much as possible. It's easy to stay out of range of their tickling flames, just with the slowdown effect of that, and using the range that I have. There we go, nice and easy. Able to do without some Ruby Flasks, but I have to say though, having the Ruby Flasks in this zone, there's two left here. Like, even these LMP Void Bearers do very survivable amounts of damage with the Ruby Flask up. And to be honest, this is the first time I've really used like the Ruby or any of the resistance flasks. Outside of very, very occasional situations, sometimes I take them into maps and things like that. But it's the first time I kind of use them for just leveling and progression. Usually I just switch resistance rings, but since we haven't got a fire resist ring at the moment that's worth switching, it's been pretty good. And I think it's probably something I'll do more often when leveling. If I happen to, see one drop, I'll just keep them aside somewhere that I can use when I'm farming docks, to use a Ruby one, things like that. Pretty good stuff. But anyway, I think I'll do about one more docks run. That should take me to level 50. Oh, and there's level 50. I'll kill this last pack and then we'll head back to town. I don't really need to finish off this docks run too much. As I said, you could potentially farm docks to level 55 pretty quickly. It's pretty good XP all the way up to that. It's a level 50 zone, so it'll take you quite a fair ways if you're having trouble. And you can always come back if you want, but I think it's pretty easy to progress through these other quests around this point, especially if you have some good crafting gear lined up. Now let's actually see what I've picked up here. That's not a bad chest. It could be one that I could potentially wear, but I think I'm going to stick with armor armor evasion gear, or armor or evasion gear, and I'll stay away from the energy shield ones. Not going to help too much, so I'll just sell everything else here. But a few bits of currency, and that's not going to be. I don't know why we have that topaz ring, but let's check this out. Okay, time for some more crafting. This is always pretty exciting. So we have a good 4 link here with an extra socket on it. We'll change the colors once we figure out what we actually want to put in it. I think I think four-linking my Frenzy might be a nice thing to do. So why am I changing that? What we want to do is take this up to 20 quality. I might as well chuck 2 on that, bring it all the way to 20. So 235 armor and evasion on that. So I think we'll just go the blue crafting method again for this. So 10 cold resist isn't very good. We only have 1 more alteration, so maybe I should just alch this one. 17 armor and evasion, which is the prefix, which takes over life. So we don't exactly want that. I'm pretty low on alterations at the moment. I didn't realize I was so low on alterations actually. But yes, as someone pointed out, I don't really pick up many blue items, so I am a little bit short on alterations at the moment. But I find that ends up paying off a little bit later on down the track when I'm mostly picking up a lot of rares. So I'm actually going to go ahead and give this an alch. Let's just gamble on this one. Not the most effective way to spend currency at this point, but moving towards the end of Crawl and into Merciless, spending an alch here and there on gear, especially when you think there's a good chance you could get something. There's an okay chance I'll get something off this. Alching something like a ring or a belt is generally more profitable for your character. You have more chances at rolling useful stats. You can roll damage, you can roll life, you can roll resist, you can roll leech. There's lots of stuff you can get a ring, amulet, or belt. But there's not so much you can do on normal armor. But we'll see. Hopefully we get some resist and life. We got, oh no, terrible, it's terrible. We got 6% fire resist. At least it's got a lot of armor, but it's got nothing else. Oh, that's super unfortunate. Oh man, I don't know if it's worth scouring and alching this one again, using the last of my alchs there. Alright, let's do it. Last one. There we go, we got some life and cold resist. Looks like the actual magical stats are about on par with our current one. However, we got a slightly increased armor and evasion roll there, the split armor and evasion roll. Actually, those are 2 separate mods, because that's a 4 mod rare there. Wow. 2 separate mods, one of them 6+ armor and one 6+ evasion. That's pretty bad. Anyway, it's still a bit of an upgrade, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now we have currently, what's crucial is not faster projectiles. What's crucial is faster attacks. I kind of want added fire, maybe life leech. Yeah, I think that would probably be the best ones to go. Faster attack, added fire, and life leech would be best. However, as you can see, we don't have those at the moment, but I really do want to try and get these things. So let's give this 1 chromatic here, because I don't think there's any blue supports we could potentially use that would be good. We've got another blue support. Alright, there's 2 greens and 2 reds, so let's put these in for now. We'll get rid of faster projectiles. Even though it does give a slight damage increase, it's really not that worth it, faster projectiles. It's better used on something like Rain of Arrows, where you're actually benefiting a lot from that increased projectile speed. So, what I'm going to do, since I ended up then using my alchs on my chest instead of what I was going to initially do was try and use them on a belt and a conductive quiver, I will try and chance this conductive quiver. Oh, alright, not bad. Physical damage, increased elemental damage, extra dex is kind of meh, but a bit of life on it as well. What's our current one like? No life on our current one. It has some cold resist, which isn't too important for us moving forwards, and we got some extra fizz damage there, so I'm pretty happy with that. Fizz damage should scale pretty well. This might be a slight DPS drop. We'll see, actually. 186 to 189. Slight increase, actually, but we get some extra life on there, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'll actually keep this one aside, because it's not a bad quiver. We'll stick that in there. And the chest is probably just sellable as well. Okay, so then my plan now is to try and do a little bit of trading. Now that I've got this chest set up, I'm going to try and get life leech and an added fire support gem. Now added fire should only be like one alch max, so maybe I can trade like some orb of chance for it, maybe 2 orb of chance. Or I could trade maybe an orb of regret, which is about on par with a chaos. I could trade that for a life leech gem. Life leech should only be 1 chaos, but I'll see what I can get them for and I'll let you guys know. Although first maybe we should grab this level. I think we're just going to continue heading upwards. We can grab this life node first, so this will bring us up a fair bit. Up from 2100 to 2200. Good stuff. Okay, I'll do some trading and I'll see you guys shortly. Want to buy added fire and life leech, 2 chaos for both, or PST offer. As I said, added fire is like 1 alch and life leech is 1 alch to 1 chaos. So if I offer 2 chaos, maybe I should get a fast trade. But I'm going to have to throw this down in each of the different trade chats there. So to do that, you just go /trade2. I think I've shown this on before. Then you can just up twice and you can go through /trade3. Up twice. Otherwise, we can use websites like poe.xyz.is to search for people that are actually online selling the gem, and maybe if I don't have any luck with trade chat, I'll try that out. There we go, there's both gems for 2 chaos. Thank you very much. Sizmara, I appreciate it. So we managed to get both of those for 1 chaos each. Not the best deal we could have gotten. As I said, we could have gotten added fire for probably about 1 hour closer to that. And depending on when you're playing, actually, like if it's later in the leagues or if you're playing in standard or hardcore rather than domination or nemesis, then you can actually probably get these cheaper. Most gems end up costing somewhere around 1 alch, and sometimes you can get them for a couple alterations. So that's an approximate amount, but 2 chaos gets me a nice fast trade. So let's go ahead and chuck these on. I now have life leech and added fire, which is going to added fire by itself is going to be a huge DPS increase. So we go from 406 to 481 there, and this is a level 1 added fire, only 20% of fizz damage as extra added fire. Now the way frenzy also works is that it gains extra damage as you go through your attacks. So increased fizz damage per frenzy charge. So when we have our full stacks of frenzy charges, added fire also scales with that as well because it's based off of your physical damage. So it works pretty nicely. Frenzy also suffers from no damage penalties, unlike lightning arrow, which suffers from a deals 70% of base damage, so it suffers from a 30% damage reduction, whereas Frenzy gets a full damage effectiveness, very effective single target skill, and it's going to be really nice now, especially with Life Leech. We're going to be able to sustain it very well. We're probably going to be able to face tank against most rares now with that Life Leech on there, especially once we start to level that up a bit. Okay, so heading back into Act 3 Cruel, just having finished that trade there, chuck myself back on D&D, and what we want to do now is, since I have both of the quest items, the best thing would probably be for me to go straight to Solaris. However, it's a good idea to generally do these quests first, but I think I'll go to Solaris straight up. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much if you've been just farming docks to like level 50 or level 55, which order the quests you're actually doing, because they're all going to be pretty easy by this point. Sewers can still be a little bit dangerous, and Crematorium can still be a little bit dangerous if your fire resist is low, like mine currently is. I'm still a little bit lacking, and I'm a little bit lacking in all the resists at the moment. Not quite capped on any of them, but we should be able to make our way through Solaris pretty easy. Now, if you have a friend that has done Solaris on any character ever, simply get them to give you the waypoint. That's the quickest thing. However, I'm going to run it on this character because I'm trying to keep this playthrough as kind of as if a beginner was doing it as much as possible. So, although I have the game knowledge, I'm trying to play it as if I have no friends and as if I have, you know, no outside influence apart from the normal, easy to replicate trading. So any trading you've seen me do so far has been really easy stuff like buying skill gems that you can easily do yourself. So I also want to do things like not try and scam waypoints out of people that are on my friends list. I'll use parties to hop around, which is something you guys can all do very easily as well. Like, it's super easy to get in a docks farming party. Let's just skip these guys, it's going to take too long to kill. So I'll run through Solaris, even though it's kind of a big waste of time if you have a friend with the waypoint. Our full stack Frenzy now does 838 DPS. That's pretty sizable. I'm pretty happy with that. But I'm keen to, there we go, added fire level up as well, so as that levels, it's going to get more and more effective. We could have gotten that a lot earlier, and you guys certainly can if you're following this along as well. But I just, as you guys know, I've had like no currency drops on this character. Those 2 chaos were the only 2 chaos I've seen, and we've now blown all of our currency, but that's okay, because we're doing pretty well in terms of gear, and we should be able to progress pretty easily. There's the Infernal Seal. This could be an interesting fight. My fire resist is a bit lacking, but I do have the Ruby Flask. Let's stand and see if we can face tank this guy. Might need to kill off these ads first, though. Alright, let's kill off these ads. See if we can sort of tank this guy with a bit of leech. Oh, taking so much damage from the fire though. And I was caught on one of these guys. Ice shots as well. Ugh, I hate the ice shots. Most frustrating skill to fight against. That's for sure. There's a steelhead. Okay, let's see if we can Ruby Flask and single target through this. Getting a bit of leech off there. As you can see, it's topping our life up pretty nicely. I'm not using any flasks at the moment. Oh, it's doing pretty well. We're taking a ton of fire damage. Oh, I'm going to have to move. Just move out of that for a second. Like, eating a full firestorm with, like, very low fire resist is pretty tough, but we're able to leech through most of it, so I'm pretty happy with that little test there. And here we go, here's the waypoint. Now, what I'm pretty excited about for here is where I'm pretty sure we get a rare piece of jewelry from this quest. Oh, it's an amulet. Okay, I kind of wanted a ring, but although our amulet has rolled really nicely on life, it might be time for an amulet upgrade. Now, I actually need to think about what stats I need, if any, so we'll grab this for now. Let's talk. Let's take a look at what stats we need. Let's just figure this out. The simplest way to figure this out is just to like look at what we have. We have very low intelligence. I think we're probably going to need intelligence. We don't really need strength. The only reason I'm running a strength one at the moment, I guess, is because I happen to roll it well. I can't even remember why I got this one, but we definitely need some more int. We can pick up int on the tree if we need to. We've got some here. We can, where else can we get some from? Actually, we are pretty far away from int. We are going to be going up through some int in the future, which is going to help. But I think getting an intelligence amulet is going to help out quite a bit. It should alleviate some of the stat issues we might be having in the future, especially things like, you know, temporal chains. Let's see if we can find that. I think those are like half int, half dex, so temporal change is half int, half dex. The int requirements are pretty low. I think we're doing all right overall. I can't see too many things that require much int. So that only requires dex, this only requires 46 int, this one doesn't require any int. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. So really kind of doesn't matter too much. I guess I'll just get the int just in case we want to level up temporal chains a bit more, I guess, or enfeeble will probably be the other one. I really do want to get an enfeeble curse soon. We'll eventually have it on our cast on damage taken setup most likely, or we'll self-cast it. Enfeeble is a great curse all around, so enfeeble does take a fair bit of intelligence. So we'll go ahead and grab the Luppies amulet.
Leave me, not a
Come on, let's get a good roll here. Life and, oh, I wouldn't mind some more fire resist would be nice. What do we get? 13 all attributes, not bad. Some energy shield, armor, accuracy, kind of not too helpful. I'm not really keen to sacrifice 80 life. Like, let's see how much that actually takes us down. Like 200 max life down just from that. Although it gives us some accuracy, which means we could, you know, not pick up Resolute Technique for a while longer. It's an extra 2% accuracy. I'm not really that keen on that. So that one's a dud, unfortunately. Let's check out the gloves. Yeah, they're pretty dud. And nothing on the mallet either, so no luck, unfortunately. But let's go do the Clarissa quest now. Oh, an Alk drop. Yay for currency. We're not getting too much of it, and definitely need some more. Maybe for a bit of trading later on, or maybe for a bit of self-crafting as well. I've been enjoying the crafting, even though we didn't have much luck on this chest recently. I wouldn't mind doing some more pretty soon. Maybe we can craft some nice boots or something. We'll see. We'll see. But by this point, this zone, if you've been farming some docks up till now, should be pretty cruisy. You know, we're able to leech through pretty much all this stuff. None of this stuff really deals too much damage. However, crematorium, if your resistances aren't looking too sharp, like mine are currently somewhat average, crematorium itself can actually be... This guy's super tanky. Crematorium can still be quite dangerous. So there's the sewer. I'm just going to keep in mind where that is so I can come back and do that quickly. We'll try and grab piety, then we'll do crematorium, and we'll try and do it as quickly as possible, and then come back and unlock the sewers all in one go there. And then from them we can use parties to jump around and do whatever we want. Otherwise we can just run the sewers ourselves normally. I'll see you when we get to that point. Man, I found piety super quickly in this zone. Okay, what's our lightning resist at, out of interest? Because this could be an interesting fight. 49%, yeah, not the greatest. It's not exactly as high as I want, so we'll just chuck up our decoy there. Just get ready to gank these guys. That way the decoy at least eats that initial sort of whatever she tries to throw out. This time, a lightning storm, so that's pretty good. We want to avoid that. Alright, now, maybe I'll go for temporal. We'll see how well we go. My lightning resist is pretty average. I definitely want to stay out of that lightning storm. Otherwise, should be able to tank her with a bit of flask usage. We want to keep out of that though. We don't want to, so you don't want to get yourself caught against like a wall or something where you can't reposition yourself out of the way of those guys. There we go. We got it down pretty easily though. We are pretty over leveled now, having done a fair bit of docks. So the easiest way to do this, we made sure to grab the waypoint right when we came in. In fact, this is a pretty short zone, so I could probably just run back, but I'm going to just go log out. What I'll do is I'll log out, and then we'll take that waypoint back to get to the sewers. Alright, so we'll take the waypoint back, and hopefully our instance for the previous zone should still be up. Let's check it out. The slums. And come on, zone. Yes, there it is. Cool. 27 minutes. We had heaps of time. But we got the piety kill nice and quickly. So what we want to do is just head back to sewers now, which I think was just over there. So we just need to hook around pretty nice and fast, then we can unlock it all in one go. All you actually need to do to be able to fight piety, this is kind of like, there's kind of these bottlenecks in terms of quests of things you must do to progress. And unlocking the sewers so that you can use this quest item on the Undying Blockage is one of those bottlenecks. So we can unlock this sewer, and then we can get a waypoint. You can get a friend to give you a waypoint in the marketplace sewers, which is the one right in the middle here, this next question mark for me. You can get someone to give you a waypoint to that and just go ahead and use the Infernal Talc on that straight away. And unblock that, and then you can pretty much go straight through to fight Piety from there. But since I'll be using this without getting waypoints off friends, I'll probably just run through it myself. We want to get the busts anyway, so if you do the method of getting someone to give you a waypoint, I need to actually go get the key off Clarissa first. I forgot about that. But if you do use a friend to get the waypoints, you want to come back eventually to do the bust. But that's something you can easily do later. And doing it over leveled is actually pretty safe because the sewers themselves are quite dangerous. So here's our bracelet. Now we can actually, now that we have Clarissa, actually use her to buy rings and things that we need. But it doesn't look like there's anything in there that I will need at the moment. Alright, so time to get my quest reward for rescuing Clarissa here. I don't know if there's anything we need too much from here. We don't need any of these guys. I think Enduring Cry is probably going to be the best thing, and I will start leveling up one of these. We're eventually going to have Enduring Cry on our cast on damage taken, cast when damage taken setup. But we can also self-cast this as well, so I think I'll put this on here, because it's more useful than Molten Shell. You can actually stack up each of your endurance charges when fighting a tough enemy, and use that to give yourself some extra resists and extra armor and things like that. Clarissa does have a 37 life sash here. A rustic sash would be really nice if there was a top tier roll one, like 22, 24%. Would be nice, but this is only 17%. We did find one in docks, but that was a few levels ago. Maybe I'll just go ahead and buy this leather belt. Let's actually see. Can we check the item level without buying it? Item level 51. Yeah, let's go ahead and get one of these. I'm keen to use another one of my alks. Come on, we didn't go so well with the alks before, but let's see. Oh, not the best. No extra life roll. Some energy shield, which is only slightly helpful for us. Fire resist is pretty good. I did need that. So there's a dual resist roll in there, although I wouldn't really count 6% cold resist as an extra resist so much. It's a very slight thing. But what else do we get? Block stun, recovery, and reflect. So not the best belt, but it is probably a bit of an upgrade over this one because it actually has some resist. So we'll go ahead and chuck that on. I'll keep this one aside for now. And what are our resists looking like now? 75, 62, 49. Looking a fair bit better, actually. So I'll take my portal back and we'll unlock the sewers here. And I can just head straight down in. I'm going to just clear through the sewers the normal sort of way there. Alright, here's the first bust. Now I should be able to just head straight through into the next one. And we'll make sure to grab the waypoint and clear the blockage while we're there as well, getting the bust at the same time. So we've changed... Oh, we've got an exile. Oh man, this is going to be rough. Oh, this guy does tons of damage. Alright, let's try and draw some of these guys out. We use our decoy totem in there to distract those guys. And I'll try and peel off some of these ads. And whoa, that rain of arrows, it hurts so much. Is he like got frenzy charges up? He's got tons of attack speed. Yeah, he does have some frenzy charges up there. He might actually be getting that off these other mobs. I don't know if he gets frenzies himself. Alright, this is going to be a pretty tough fight here. But we got some pretty sick upgrades from the last few exiles we killed, so let's see if we can do the same thing again. Might actually have to... Whoa, pretty tough. Whoa, I'm going to have to do a trip back to town for some more flasks here. Alright, I got pretty long load screens at the moment, kind of like that delay before you actually get the load. It might just be my computer because I'm actually recording at the same time. Okay, Aura Green Gate. And I think just pretty much the Rain of Arrows just does a lot of damage. There's not too much else to know here. Enfeeble would be great here, but we don't actually have Enfeeble, so I'm going to just have to use Temporal Chains at the moment. And maybe we can single target it with some flask usage. Might be able to be okay. And why are we attacking over towards the decoy totem? What the? Oh, eating way too much damage. Gotta take 10. Take a little bit of a break there. We'll keep the decoy totem distractions happening. My Enduring Cry could actually be pretty good here. If I can keep those stacks up, I'll see what I can do. There's 2 stacks of Enduring Cry. I only have the 3 endurance charges now, but it's going to help still a fair bit. It's like an extra 15% reduction. Did I miss that endurance charge? What happened there? She might have been out of range. I actually need to go back for another flask refresh though. Oh no, don't kill me on the load screen, don't! That was pretty close. Okay, getting pretty low there. Let's go for another decoy totem. Slow down, endurance charge. Once that comes off cooldown, I'll get another endurance charge. There's another one. And we'll get our 3rd one. There we go. And we can finish her off now. She's pretty much dead anyway. Alright, whoa, look at all those rares. Noble Tricorn could be good. The Frontier Leather could be good as well. We've got a few weapons in there. Anything else? The Rustic Sash, that's got a terrible roll on it. Get on the ground. The Amethyst Ring could be good. What else? The Rugged Quiver. If it rolled Life and Resist could be good. Let's check out the Rugged Quiver. Where are you? There we go. And we'll grab the rings and amulets and such. Might as well check those out. And I don't think anything else will be too good. I could check the gloves just in case. Okay, we got a few identifiers here to go. Pretty high evasion helm, a little bit of resist, but it's got a double evasion roll, very nice evasion, but no life there unfortunately. Frontier Leather is looking pretty rubbish. The gloves, pretty rubbish as well. What about the amulets? We've got a mana leech, not going to be too helpful for us. There's a 46 life one, but only 1 mana gained on kill for the suffix, probably not really worth using. Iron Ring's pretty rubbish, the Amethyst Ring's pretty rubbish. What about the Quiver? 38 to maximum life, we could try and augment that for a suffix. If we got a nice resist roll, that could actually be pretty good. Potentially better than ours. Ours has some damage on it, but I would trade it out for one with a nice resist. So, cool. Let's actually... I'll hold on to that for now, and we'll wait until we get an augmentation orb, and I'll give that a roll, see how it goes. We're looking pretty colourful now with all of our endurance charges and frenzy charges all up at once. All we need is some power charges there, and we'll have the full Christmas tree effect going on. It is the season, very appropriate. Alright, so here's the bust. Grab this. And we'll make sure to don't just leave and go back to town now. We need the waypoint, which should hopefully, if we keep continuing up towards the north, should be up here somewhere. Here it is, waypoint. And we'll grab the waypoint and make sure to clear the underlying blockage as well. We'll just get rid of one of these quest items out of our inventory. Pretty nice. And we can actually go back to town and give these 2 busts to the blacksmith as well. Alright, there's the 2 busts return. Now I'm pretty sure we can return all this stuff. I wanted to try and augment that quiver. I do have an augment here. We got dexterity. I'm not going to bother with that. So we'll just sell all this stuff. Getting some more alteration shards, which is actually pretty helpful because I'm running pretty low on those. So selling all these guys. There we go. Tons of alteration shards. We could potentially augment that for life. Let's give that a go too. We do have another augment orb. I'm running pretty low on those as well. I'm super low on all currencies. 6 to 11 fire damage. Chaos Lightning Resist. I don't know if that's really worth using. Sacrificing 50 life and all resist and cold resist. Yeah, that's probably not really going to be worth it for us. Alright, so all that's left now is to grab the 3rd bust. We can do that by taking the Battlefront waypoint and heading backwards and then going into the sewers there. I'll probably do that at the start of the next episode, and then we also want to join a public party, just one that's doing Lunaris farming runs. We should actually be able to check that out if we got public parties here. There should be like Piety Kill, that's a paid one. Killing Piety, this would be one we could join here. It looks like they're running Lunaris 2 at the moment, so we could easily join that party, and next time we play there should be parties as well. I'm actually playing in a pretty awkward time zone and there's still one, so that's pretty nice. But in the next episode, we'll do that. We'll go get the rust and we'll go do some piety farming as well, because we can get some really nice loot from killing piety a few times. And then the only thing left to do after that is to move forwards and kill off Dominus and then move into Merciless difficulty. Anyway, that's it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.